is Gable, and today I will be talking about the amazing life that my Grandma Margaret, or what we grandchildren call her, Grandma Peg, lived. Margaret was born on December 5, 1948 in Hall, Iowa, to parents William Iwen and Margaret DeWitt. She weighed 5 pounds, had blue eyes, and black hair. Her father William was a farmer and policeman in Rock Valley, Iowa. Her mother was a housewife who had many part-time jobs. Peg was the third of 4 children in her family. Her oldest sibling, Julius Rose, was born on August 3, 1940, and 3 years later, on November 30, 1943, her second oldest sibling, Art Rose, was born. Peg later then had a sister named Pat who was born on November 13, 1949. Peg never had a permanent lifetime home. She would move around a lot, living in Grand Rapids, Michigan, California, and finally settling in June, Iowa. Peg would sometimes wake up early in the morning due to the alarm she set on the clock that her brother Julius got her, and she would make breakfast for them. Peg has had many pets including dogs, cats, a bunny, and a rabbit. She would sometimes dress her cats in the clothes she put on her dolls just for fun. Peg remembers her childhood mostly because of the birthday cake she always had during her birthday. During holidays, her family and she would always be thankful. Peg has had many great memories, but one bad memory is when she accidentally swallowed a penny when she was 3 years old and had to go to the hospital to get it removed. She would ride the bus to school every day. She went to school in Dune, Rock Rapids, and Rock Valley. Her favorite subject at school was reading, and she loved the days when she would get the weekly reader. Her favorite teacher was Miss Perrell. Peg participated in band where she played the French horn in school. When Peg was in her teen years, she had a little bit more free time with her friends. She would go roller skating with her friends all the time. She would also go to movies and have slumber parties with her friends. Movies only cost 12 cents, so they went often. Her friends and she would buy candy bars for 2 for a nickel. Peg spent a lot of her time hanging out with her best friend, Pam Quinn. Peg met Dan Van Beek sometime in 1966. They got married on January 12, 1967, and their wedding color was yellow. They spent their honeymoon in Arizona where they stayed with Albert and Esther, Dan's brother and sister-in-law. After they got back from their honeymoon, their first place was to rent a home in Dune, Iowa. Two years after they got married, Dan and Peg welcomed their very first child, Keith Allen, into their lives. In 1970, Dan and Peg bought their very first house. That same year, Dan started a business called Northwest Manufacturing in Dune, Iowa, which was the start of a very successful career. Then, on August 16, 1971, Peg became a mother to not 1, but 2 children, welcoming their second child and first daughter, Dana Marie. 2 years had passed before finally, on May 11, 1974, they welcomed their last of 3 children, Daniel Danny Lee, who was named after Dan. Peg mostly remembers the early life of her children by going to all their sporting events, including flag football, wrestling, and track meets. Peg's kids grew up to be very successful in life. Her son Danny ended up taking over the business from Dan and has built a very successful career there. Keith, her oldest son, ended up having 2 children, Corinne and Mitchell. Her daughter, Dana, had 3 children, Grant, Reese, and Cole. Their last child, Danny, also had 3 children, Malia, Aston, and myself. In conclusion, Peg has had a very successful life, which consists of teaching not only her children, but also her grandchildren great life lessons. Thank you for watching.